Hey guys, today we are going to do something pretty exciting, a little out of my comfort zone, but as you can see here, I am attempting to copy Ali Abdaal's website just by basically inspecting his code and seeing if I can recreate it on my own. This is how far I've gotten so far. I'm a little embarrassed on how hard this is because I feel like all the code is there. Like, it's just really hard to extract and figure out how exactly he's doing things, or whoever coded his website is doing it. But so far, I'm actually super impressed or proud of myself that I've gotten this far. Like, I have like the general layout here. I have a video, I have the navigation bar here, I have the little clips here, and basically I'm going to walk through how I've been doing this, and then I will do a separate video of me actually struggling, because I don't know if you guys want to watch me struggle through this. So basically what I've been doing is I basically cover, like, what I want to do is like each thing on a website has an element, right? So I will hover over this, right, and highlight it, and then I'll right click and press inspect, and then the code will pop up. So, and then it will highlight. So this is an H1, which is a heading 1. And then it's got a class of FS45, and I'm like, okay, usually use classes to do specific things to elements. So to change the color, to change the font, to do CSS. So H1 is an HTML element. And so that's the element that I would want to use on my HTML. And then here is the CSS of the H1. So I can kind of start to see the structure of how he has things. He has things wrapped in a container. So that makes me think that he's using Bootstrap. So I put Bootstrap in my code and vice versa. So I just keep doing that until I can get somewhat of a layout. So like this looks like a paragraph to me, but I'm not sure until I inspect it, and I want to see a P. And it looks like it's a heading 3, so it's not actually a paragraph, which is interesting. So he's using a heading 3, and it's got a class of FS20 normal MT1, which, what the fuck does that mean? Don't know. So I've just been doing that and trying to get the layout. Like when I wanted to get these blocks, I just right clicked, inspected, and let's see, I think they were links. So there's a paragraph within a heading 2 and all wrapped in a link. So you see the A wraps this whole thing. And so it's got a class, and it's got a heading and a paragraph. So this is basically a heading, a paragraph wrapped in one link, and that's why you can click on it. That's why it changes the mouse to the pointer. It takes you somewhere. So that is how I've gotten the basic structure down. How I've gone about doing this is I basically downloaded GitHub on my, or Git, is this GitHub desktop? Whatever this is, I'll link it below. GitHub on my desktop, and I created a repository so that way I can save the code. So you just go to repository, and then you can create, or where is it? Push? I think you just file new repository, there you go. And after I created the repository, I opened my code up in VS Code. So you just drag it into VS Code. So you create the repository on Git, and then you drag it in your files, and then you drag it from the files into here, and then now see how it says current repository, it's just Liz's website. And then I have on VS Code, it's just Liz right here. So when I make an edit, so if I want to make an edit somewhere in my code, let's just say I want to make like another div, and I just put example, whatever. We're just gonna press Control S to save. It will pop up on my Git, hopefully. So it looks like it's refreshing, and it says, okay, these are the changes you made at this current time. And then I can press commit to main, well, you're supposed to actually put like some information in there, like what you did, but whatever. And then I push to origin, which basically pushes it onto GitHub online. So that way if like someone stole my computer, I'm not like totally screwed. And so that is basically what Git is doing. So it's not really important if you don't want to save your code. And then if I go to my website and refresh, you'll see example down here. So I can remove that. So let's just go ahead and remove that because obviously it doesn't look pretty. We'll save it here and then we'll just call it like a cleanup. So I'm going to commit to main and let me push that so it's not like stuck. And then I will go over how I built it. So like I said, I was doing some inspections. In VS Code, you press the exclamation point when you save it as an HTML file, and then you'll get this like normal formatting. This right here is the Bootstrap link. So I have a video, which I will link below, on how to use Bootstrap, but basically you put this link in here and then you wrap everything in what's called a container. So it has to be class container. So the whole, underneath the body, the whole thing is wrapped in container. And then to make the navigation bar, I looked at what he used, and he used basically a list. So you have the UL and then you have the LIs, and then you can put in your links. I haven't actually made these pages yet, so they don't actually work. And then here I made an H1 after looking at, he had an H1 element, an H2. I put a link to the YouTube in there, and I just kept messing around with it until it looked like his website. So I just kept hovering over things, seeing what class it was, you know, what the building blocks were for this code. So I used H1s, H2s, H3s. We have the YouTube video that I embedded. We have the 3 links that made that, the 3 icons. So we'll look at that really quick. So these guys, I looked at those and I created those 3, right? And I have some, I basically made different columns. So you'll see me use like column here. So the call for, call for, call for. So basically there's 12 columns and I'm dividing it into 3 sections. So 4 spaces for each 3. And that's as far as I've gotten so far. I'll try to link the code below. I'm not sure where I can put it, maybe on like Code Sandbox or something. And then here is my CSS that I've been using so far. So here I have classes, so I have a home topic block, which is the name that he used. I literally copied it. And then I have the YouTube video formatting, I have the list formatting. This list took forever to get that navigation bar to look like decent, like multiple hours one night. I'm embarrassed. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing so far, is just kind of playing around with it and inspecting it until I can get it fully functioning. So here we are. Let me refresh this actually, because to get that out of the way. So that's kind of how I've been going about doing it, but I think it looks actually pretty decent right now. So I'll link everything below. This is just to kind of show you what I've been doing in the process. In the next video, I will basically be doing like slowly coding it and trying to film myself and not get frustrated, because I don't want to like show myself struggling for some reason, because this took me a really long time and it's worked out, but it took like massive amounts of work to get this thing to work. So I'll do a more in-depth one in a different video. This is just to kind of show you like how I'm going about it. And I just had this idea because I was like, I want a website, and you know, I like Ali Abdaal. He's a great YouTuber. Like, why not just copy his website, see if I can do it. I can also test my coding skills as well. Like overall, it seems like kind of a fun project. So I'm super excited, and I hope this video helps anybody out there who's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna try to code someone else's website. It's easier than trying to come up with it on my own, and it's kind of challenging and kind of fun. So I hope you guys watch the series of me trying to attempt to do this, but this is as far as I've gotten so far.